It only takes one sip of an ice-cold summer drink from McDonald's to give you a quick break from the office, and you're at a party in the Hamptons. You spot future wifey walking up, and she says,
"Can you move your chair?
What?
So I can vacuum under there."
With so many flavors, where will your sip take you?
This summer, come to McDonald's and try a refreshing $2 small McCafe drink like a frozen strawberry lemonade or a $1 any size soft drink. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
That's right. Welcome, everybody, to the Sports Palooza NCAA Football Live Show, hanging out with Eric the Hunt. Eric the Hunt is hanging out again with us after, 3 years now? We've been doing this together, my brother. Eric, man, how you doing?
Oh, Rainmaker, it is so good to be back, man. College football is fixing to get in full swing, and I am pumped.
I know, man. I can't even stand it, man. I can't even stand the fact that we're back, and you and I are back doing this again. 3 years now we've been tearing this up, and it's another fourth season for you and I. Of course, you and I, Eric, you and I have been doing this since 1992, I believe. You and I have been doing these NCAA football back and forth stuff a couple of years now for you and me, man. Just a couple.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of years behind us with this stuff, man, and,
Yeah,
I'm just excited this year as I was the first year we started doing this, man. This is going to be a great year.
Hell, man.
I can't wait for college football.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, man. And I certainly want to discuss some of the games that we already saw, Eric. I mean, so what was Colorado State thinking when they didn't think Hawaii was going to be prepared? I personally was like, I think Hawaii might be in trouble losing Drew Brown and a lot of their offense. And my goodness, man, somebody said, yeah, you can take it, Drew Brown, because he's gone and I'm a better quarterback than he might be. Wow, man, what a performance from the Hawaii quarterback, eh?
Oh, I agree. I mean, 43 points on the board on the road. First win, in a mountain time zone, and I don't know how long. And if it wasn't for those 27 points that Colorado State put up in the second half there, I mean, they had 7 points going into halftime, man. Hawaii just put it on them. I mean, they covered by 26 points. Enough said. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, what a outrageous line that was. And, of course, Eric, man, watching Rice struggle with Prairie View A&M was certainly a little bit of a surprise there. Man, what happened there, man? And is Rice in that much trouble? Or of course, UMass putting up 63 versus Duquesne. Okay. And, man, Wyoming, New Mexico State. Wow. New Mexico State really, man, that offense might be in a little bit of trouble. We know they're both two defensive squads, certainly going to rely on their defense this year. But, man, wow. I mean, New Mexico State just looked like they were just confused all day.
Yeah. I mean, look, we knew coming into that game that defense was going to be just fine over there for the Aggies. And really they were. I mean, they gave up 9 in the first, 6 in the second, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth. But, I mean, to put up goose eggs through the first 3 quarters and barely score at the end of that game at home after their bowl march last year, it was pretty disappointing. I'd have to say Colorado State and New Mexico State offenses have a lot of work cut out for them. With that being said, Colorado State did look improved in the second half of that football game. They really did.
They did. Yeah, they did. I mean, they're home. They better do something in front of their fans, especially with the whole Mike Bobo thing. Everybody, even still up in the booth. And, I mean, of course, I'll send out another shout-out to him, man. I hope he makes it back onto the field next couple of games here before they leave for Florida. And, but, yeah, man, wow. So Colorado State's going to have to prepare for Colorado this weekend, man.
Oh, boy.
Well, you think Hawaii was tough, man. Hi, Buffaloes. This just gets, man, and we know that we don't even need to start with the rivalry these two have, man. Hello, rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, this has been going on a long time. They're going to be playing in the Donkey Stadium. It's going to be a lot of gold, a lot of green, a lot of black, and a lot of hatred between these two teams, man. And, well, I'll tell you what, Colorado's had their way the last few years, and Well, I don't think they're actually really scared of Colorado State after seeing that offensive performance. Colorado State could have their hands full here, Rainmaker.
Yeah, man. The line setters kind of came out and said so, too. 8-point favorites at Colorado, man. That's 65.5 on that total. Hello. I mean, I guess if we can see 70-something with those two, 80, whatever that, why wouldn't we be seeing somewhere in the 70s here, too, Eric? I mean, we're going to get into that game, I guess, a little bit later, but, I mean, while we're here, what's going to happen when Colorado State's defense gets back on that field, man? Because you let Hawaii carry you and Pat. They tore them into pieces, man, into little shreds. So, wow. They have to regroup, and it's not just some team. It's the rival game. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Oh, I agree. And I looked at that total, and I thought about how stagnant Colorado State looked in the first half of that game. And, I mean, it's Hawaii's defense we're talking about here. Okay? And look, the Bucks got 6 guys back on defense over there. The Buffaloes do. And let's be honest here. The Buffaloes lost a lot on the offensive side of the football, man. Their leading rusher is gone. They're going to get Montez back, but he is injury-prone as it gets. We know this. He's got a lot of heart, and it's cost him some games. It really has. And they're losing their top 3 receivers. I mean, I'm looking at that total, and I'm thinking, I don't necessarily know, but then looking at the way Colorado State's defense was completely absent.
Oh.
That's a tough call right there, man. What do you think, Rainmaker? I mean, this is a juicy game for this rivalry game in Denver.
Really is. I can't beat that total alone. Even if I take the first half total, what's it going to be? 30? It could be 28-24 that time. We're looking at 50, Eric. What do you really? I mean, I get that Colorado State started slow, but came out and scored, and then they just said, So, man, obviously you're kind of hoping they can recreate that scoring. Because last year we know they didn't do a damn thing with their first drive of the year. Remember we saw that stat? They went like 9-3 with their first drive of the year, and of course they come out last year or opening weekend they scored, and then they didn't do a damn thing again. So that what happened there? Yeah, that was strange to see, man. We know Colorado State might struggle here again, man. But it's the rivalry, Eric. You're getting 8 points in a rivalry game. Is it something that you think is even playable? That first half total for me, I think, is going to be playable, Eric. Okay? I'm into that. I jump in it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just the way that Carter Samuels turned the game around for his team in that second half. I mean, 537 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a pick, and they lost. And, hey, Mr. Williams over there, Mr. 6'6", I pretty much do everything. I mean, okay, 6'5", sorry. We call him Beanpole out of Lovejoy, Georgia. I mean, the transfer from Tennessee that comes over, we know Tennessee, always with their tall receivers, 6'5", 210, 9 catches, 188 yards, 20 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns. You got to think there's going to be some points built up over there. I cannot stand that Colorado State defense. I don't see, even though the Buffaloes lost all that talent, how that's not going to be done. I agree. Yeah, obviously, Vegas agrees. It started at 61. It's at 65.5 now. It's trending up, and I see why. I can see some points, but it is a rivalry game.
Yeah,
anything can happen here. Bettors beware.
Yeah. Speaking of rivalry games, man, it's amazing to see a couple of conference games already getting underway. Northwestern and Purdue, and man, that line has gone back and forth all day and all day. The last 2-3 days, man, because Purdue was favored by 1.5 points. Northwestern was favored by 1 point. I saw for another site, and then Purdue's favored again by 1 point. It was a pick 'em for a minute like this. Oh my God, man! I think the public is just all sorts of confused what to do here. I mean, the conference game right off the bat, man. I mean, throw you into the fire right away. I mean, that's not, man. Not many teams have to deal with this situation, man. We know Northwestern's deep. Eric, the best unit for me out of all 4 of these units is that Northwestern defense for me, man. Patty, you're a stud. That for me, that might lean me enough to take Northwestern money line at plus 105 there if they're going to keep inflating that Purdue line at 1 or 2. I hope it goes up to 2.5. So I could get that Northwestern at plus 115 money line. I like Northwestern to win that football game, Eric. Just because, like I said, I think the best unit on that field is their defense, man. When you think of the Wildcat team.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I've agonized about this game with you. All week we've sat and agonized. I've been telling you, I can't believe Purdue's favored by 3, and then it went to 2, and now it's at 1.5. And I love Jackson Anthrop. I love him. I love Purdue's little wide receiver over there, dude. He's not just a wide receiver, man. He's a guy that's going to take, reverses. They do those little shovel passes to him. He's such a playmaker. He's so fun to watch. Purdue does sport the better quarterbacks here. Here's the big question. Is Thorson going to play? Now, look, he's listed as probable on most charts. I mean, he blew out his ACL in the bowl win against Kentucky.
I mean,
he's going to be backed up by walk-on TJ Green. It's going to be his first career start. That scares me. For those reasons alone, right there, just right there alone, I just really have a hard time pushing someone in one direction or the other in this case. I just really do. But something in my gut tells me that Thorson's going to play. I don't know why. But that Northwestern defense is so good, which is amazing. But for that reason, I'm staying off of this game for all the listeners. But I couldn't agree with you more. If Thorson plays all 4 quarters, they definitely have the better defense. But, hey, look, it's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is. They're going to, 51 points could be a lot there if Thorson doesn't play. With that Northwestern defense on the field, I just think defense wins games. I'm not going to argue with you here. They're 10-2 in season openers under Fitzgerald. He's a hell of a coach. You know that. We love Pat Fitzgerald, too. I mean, that's intensity on the sidelines over there. I like some of the playmakers from Purdue, but, man, I'm stepping away from this game here. I debated all week, and I couldn't come up with an answer. So there you have it, dude. I'm just step aside and say, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about in this game. I just am going to be watching this football game. And I'd love to see Anthrop at least score a touchdown for me. I love that kid. He's like my size, man. He's like 5'8", man.
He is 5'7", I know, man. He's a tiny little thing, man. He can fly around, though. But we're talking about defense in that game, Eric. Let's talk about a game where we might not see as much. Now, okay. So Eric, man, you and I did plenty of shows last year, and we kind of gave up on really using the word defense and the University of Connecticut in the same senses as best as we could throughout the year, because there's just no words to really come up with what Connecticut's defense was all about last year, because there really isn't much to talk about. So now, hi, Central Florida. UCF, Eric, really, is this what this UConn team needs? Because now, they're in the rebuilding phase. I get they're going to kind of start over here. At least we don't have to worry about sheriffs anymore. But, man, can he come in there and do something? That's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I think the new quarterback's going to be able to do fine, man. This 23, a little inflated, Eric. That 23 is kind of a pretty strong line, but that 75 on that total is just like, hello. I guess Vegas is convinced UConn's defense is just where it's going to stay. What do you think, man?
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Look, you want to talk about stinking it up. Connecticut's defense was 2 games away. And luckily, that secondary got to face Boston College in them last 2 games, who just wants to run the football all day. Or they would have been the worst team in FBS history at stopping the pass, and now Mackenzie Milton's coming to town. I mean, are you kidding me? This kid is amazing. And what amazed me more than anything about Central Florida is how they throw so many athletes that can make so many big plays. I think Connecticut, I agree with you. I actually think Pendell, he seems faster. He seems like he's starting to get a little more.
He's a senior, man. He's a senior. He should be getting something figured out over there. I mean, he's been watching things happen a little bit, and I mean, man, this is your opportunity, and it's obviously his last opportunity to make an impression over there, because that's about it for him, man.
I agree. Having your top rusher back in Kevin Mensah, plus a nice redshirt freshman addition, Xavier Scott, who actually is listed as the starter in this week. I mean, you also have senior Hergy Malaya and the receiving core over there. I think Connecticut can put up some points. They're at home. I don't see Central Florida having any problem moving the football on that. Completely, that 3-3-5 debacle over there. I love that over. And you know what? I know you've been hemming and hawing about Connecticut to cover that. I couldn't agree more. The only thing that scares me is the defense. I personally am going to buy that up to 24.5.
24.5, yeah.
23.5 on some lines. I'm going to buy it up to 24.5 and put it in a two-gamer because, I'm the king of the two-gamers, and I'm going to be happy with that. I mean, some 888sports.com has it at plus 24, so you're only going to have to buy a half a point depending where you go.
Really?
Westgate, Las Vegas has it at
23.5.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'll just put it at 24.5. You know that cusp right there. I think it's great. But I couldn't agree with you more. I think there's going to be a lot of points. And I do think that Connecticut can cover this football game. I'm going to line up for insurance because there's a game we'll talk about later on the line that I'm going to show you. I'm going to throw in.
Yeah, when you see that Connecticut lost most of their defensive players from last year, the only thing I think to myself is good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to do? Be worse? So, okay. you know what makes me think of?
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
Not me, man. Not me.
I love it.
All right, man. Let's move on a little bit here. Okay. Now, man, is New Mexico State going to recover? Because Vegas says no. 21 points. Man, I guess it's down to 20. It's fluctuating all over the place. Another 46. So New Mexico State can't move the ball. We know this, and their defense is going to be fine. But Minnesota can't move the ball either, and that's why this total is 46. Man, God, it's it's inviting, but it's so not inviting. It's just because wow, I'm watching how abysmal New Mexico State was last weekend. It's just like, oh God, I can't invest in that right now. I mean, you can't invest in that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. Look, as bad as New Mexico State's offense was last week, their defense was as advertised. And really, that was the core of their team on their way to their bowl game. I understand the quarterback, wide receiver connection was so special last year, but really the defense was the heart of that team. They're all back. They proved it again. Look, they were on the field all day long against Wyoming, man. And they still held Wyoming. They really did. I mean, you want to talk about a beaten down unit. I mean, I don't know how many times they were on that field, but I guarantee you look back in that game, that offense was 3 and out plenty of times. Wyoming had shut them down. And, it's kind of weird, man. We got P.J. Fleck. I mean, it's his second season now after faltering in the Big Ten play. He's going to be leaning on a lot of young guys as this program's looking to rebuild here. Especially some on offense, man. And I'm wondering if I understand it's New Mexico State, this is the Big Ten, man, but, dude, to have a quarterback who's 0 passing attempts at the collegiate level?
Against New Mexico State defense.
They do, it's going to be run the ball to Rodney Smith all day. We know this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
He's 2 years removed from a 16-touchdown campaign. He enters this year, man, needing about 200 yards to become the 7th player in program history to reach 3,000. It's going to be run the football, run the football, run the football, run the football. Boy, but I'll tell you what, 46 is scary there. It's just scary there. But I can't see that Minnesota's defense is going to give up a lot of points. Boy, this is a real tough one to take. It really is. But believe it or not, if you're going to push me to the edge on this, personally, I'm staying away from this. I'm going to vote for the under here. I think New Mexico State, Steve, is going to be okay against a very green quarterback crew.
Yeah.
And especially with that secondary that's so talented, I can see some mistakes when the pressure's on in the red zone for Minnesota here to take away points off that board for that total. I'm going to suggest the under, but personally I'm going to stay away from this again. But if you put my feet to the fire, I'm going to say the under. What say you?
Well, man, I think I'm going to move on there because I'm not really going to play that game. I just, after seeing what New Mexico State did, I really just don't even know what to take yet because they have to impress me before I can really just kind of throw something at them, and I just don't know what I'm going to get other than that they might struggle offensively on the road against a Big Ten defense, and New Mexico State's defense is pretty damn solid. I like your under lean, man. It's a good lean. Whether we recommend it as a play or not, it's a lean. We'll leave it there, I guess, man. I mean, it's certainly something that we could certainly understand happening. I could get it, man. At 46, I mean, it could certainly be 19-16. So, yeah, I get it, man. Let's move to Tulane. Man, what? So everyone's all over Wake Forest this year, man. All that offense back and all that, man. All right, well, Kendall Hinton suspended, man. So, Sam Hartman. All right, so Sam Hartman, man, I had 10,000 yards in high school and, 98 touchdowns throwing the ball around. So, what is Tulane or Wake Forest really losing? Yowza, man. He's going to be just fine. So, man, again, it's like we know Tulane's going to have a bunch of offense back. We know Mr. Banks is back. Everyone around him is back, dude. Okay, a couple linemen are gone. Who cares? Dude, how many points? 55, Eric. The Tulane Wake Forest total is 55, kids. I jump in it. Man, game in the 30s all day to me, Eric. Tell me it won't be 60 points here, and I'll tell you why you're crazy. What do you got?
No, I couldn't agree with you more. Look, I mean, seriously, this is just kind of how I looked at this, okay?
Yeah.
And it's losing John Wolford was everything. I mean, the 3,200 yards, the 29 and 6 picks, he was a heady player. But not only that, he almost rushed for 700 yards. That's almost 4,000 yards.
That's a huge loss. Oh, yeah.
But, man, these guys really like this freshman, Sam Hartman. I'm telling you, he like you said, he's matched up with the coach that he had in high school. Senior receiver Alex Bachman was high on him, saying, man, he has come in here playing above his age. I can't believe it. I think Wake Forest is going to – we know that offensive line is wicked. I just think Wake Forest is going to find a way to move the ball. And, look, you're going to get that triple – it's the old Illinois State, I believe, isn't it? I mean, that's what's basically over there for Tulane. They're going to run the ball. They lost 60% of the rushing attack. That ranked 20th in the nation. But we know in system offenses like this, it's not going to stop. I mean, there's 12 other guys that got tons of carries. And the older guys have done it before. They know what the expectation is. I think they're going to be sharp. I think they're at home. I think senior quarterback Jonathan Banks, he threw for 1,800 yards. He finished the second on the team with 592 over the ground. I like Tulane to be able to score. I'm not going to say one way or the other whether they're going to, that line's still under a touchdown there. I almost thought about buying that up to 7.5. I'm not going to touch it because of all the hype on Hartman. I'm with you. I like the over 55. I think it might be the play before Saturday of the week instead of weekend. I'm jumping in it. That's going to be my biggest bet of the week, man. Wake Forest Tulane over in Tulane.
Yeah, and Corey Dauphine coming over from Texas State ain't going to hurt either, man. That dude can absolutely scoot around. So, that's going to be interesting to see what Tulane's offense is all about, man, especially when, like you said, high senior quarterback. I have my last impression to make while I'm here, and I think he's going to make it, man, especially at home in the home opener against a pretty, high ACC school coming to town, Eric. This isn't like, some MAC team or even an ACC squad coming to town. Okay. I think they're going to be motivated as hell.
We're going to see a lot of runs. We're going to see a lot of toting the football between the tackles. We're also going to see a lot of that triple option attack. The reason Tulane was 20th in the country last year is because they did have, Southern Illinois offense. I believe, was it Illinois State or Southern Illinois? I think it was Southern Illinois. The coach came over there a while ago. But, I'm telling you, the triple option is tough for anybody to defend. I understand they've had all summer to do it. They're at home. They were 20th in the country last year. I expect those numbers to drop a bit. I really do. But we know they struggle on defense. They're horrible on defense. They think they have a better understanding of the 3-4, but we'll see about that with that offensive line in Wake Forest over there. Oh, my goodness. I just don't think so. I'm with you, Rainmaker. Let's move on.
Yeah. Hey, man, did you see that Tulane has UAB on September 15th? Oh, baby. Anyway, man, speaking of UAB, man, so, all right, anyone? Loaded much? Loaded much, dude? Now, you know, Eric, but you are a Big Ten witness to what we talked about last year with UAB. You were like, I don't know why you're all over UABs, but, man, what a great call. They're all over on throwdowns last year, man, and you know why. Okay. Now, everyone's back, Eric. Everyone's back. And obviously Savannah State, they're in their 8th straight year in that MEAC, man, but they're done. That's it. They're going back to Division II after this year. And obviously, you know, I saw that Savannah Morning News article that they had, and, of course, Eric Rayburn, coach, talking about how their defense is going to be pretty damn good. We're not going out without a fight and all that. Well, I mean, it's still Savannah State. You went 3-8 last year, and you have a lot to work on, sir. But, man, UAB is going to be no cupcake for them either, man, because they're loaded. Absolutely loaded.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. 9 offensive starters back, 7 on the defensive side of the ball. And, loaded. I mean, let's just be honest last year, okay? Some of their games were really hard to call other than the fact that UAB just kept covering football games. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times last year his dogs they outright won, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, they were solid. I don't know about Savannah State. I told you about that. It's a tough call one way or the other. I mean, since the move up to the FBA status in '97, the Blazers, man, and we know they're back, are 12-1 against FCS teams. I mean, they're averaging 35 points a game here. Yeah, I think UAB have a solid shot at getting to the CUSA title game in just a second year back, man. I'm with you. I'm riding the wave, the Blazer wave.
Yeah. That total's 54, by the way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think UAB's going to score all 54 of those points. I'm sorry. At least
40. Yeah. At least 48.
I get that Savannah State's going to be okay defensively over the course of the year in that conference and all that, but, man, not against UAB. They're just going to fly around them, I think. We'll see what happens. Man, any other games that I know there's a couple of games on that day that, like, really lines aren't really all coming available yet. I mean, we're still kind of waiting for a couple of these lines, Eric. But you and I talked about Louisiana Monroe a bunch last year. We know they have Southeastern Louisiana. I'm sorry, I'll try to say that without laughing. They have Southeastern Louisiana at home this weekend, or on Thursday, and what the heck, man? Louisiana Monroe is going to score 100 points a game this year, Eric? 100 points a game?
You know, not only that, the defense is just so hapless. I mean, they really are that hapless. I don't think the Southeastern Louisiana Lions really understand what kind of running game is going to become to them at Malone Stadium there. I mean, one thing Monroe Warhawks can do is run the football, and they are, we said all year, and listeners that are out there right now, take a listen. If you don't have a defensive line and you got some green linebackers or one or the other, you're in trouble because the Warhawks are going to be running the ball down your throat. Check into it. Yeah. Southeastern Louisiana Lions might be in some big trouble, my friend.
Tell you what, man. Of course, a couple other games that we're really not going to talk about. Weber State and Utah. I mean, Utah should basically be just fine. Let's move to Friday, man, because Syracuse and Western Michigan. Now, hello. You know I've been a Syracuse fan for, 40 years. Okay. Man, we all have to worry about what Eric's going to be able to do because if Eric Dungy's going to be healthy, I think Syracuse will be just fine. They're favored here in this game. But we know Western Michigan, Eric, and they're not going to just lay down at home, especially, Eric. Not going to happen.
No, they had like 21 season-ending injuries last year. They were a better team than 6-6. But, I mean, look, 21 season injuries, including Josh Washnick's broken collarbone, that ended his campaign after 8 games. We know for a fact they lost Jarvion Franklin. He didn't get hurt. Yeah, he was doing really well. I mean, he wasn't putting up.
Dude, he was leading the whole country in passing percentage, in completion percentage. He was leading the country in passing percentage when he went down. Okay, yeah.
Of course. And, I mean, a lot of that has to do with handing the ball to Mr. Jarvion Franklin, the school's all-time leading rusher, and he's gone now. But Jamari Bogan has been with there the whole time. I mean, he's 8th with 2,563. He's in 4th in touchdowns with 27. They should be just fine there. I really like this fact. Also, that Syracuse, for the first time in forever, get all 5 offensive linemen back. Only about 3 prominent quarterbacks in the country who's done more than Eric Dungy, believe it or not, in all-purpose yardage. He's back again. And, hey, man, listen. He's going to miss Steve Ishmael and Irvin Phillips, man. They had almost 200 catches for over 2,200 yards. And Dungy also has been known to be fragile. But, man, this is week 1. I just think Syracuse is going to look to run the ball more than we've seen in a long time with that big offensive line. I'm not convinced yet, but there is a little wild card here that I like to mention. You have somebody over there. And this is what's kind of neat, and this is why you look into games, and this is what you do. But what's kind of interesting about all this is the Broncos quarterback, and we know the secondary for the Broncos historically in the past have created turnovers. To us, turnovers usually generate into points. I know they can be under or over killer, but generally they relate into points. Jawan Dowles is a graduate from Syracuse who played 24 games, 2 full seasons for the Orange. He's going to be sitting on the other side of that field. Nevertheless, I don't know why, but I'm just saying, my goodness, dude, give me the Cuse at 5.5, and I'm taking the over.
Wow.
I'm sold on the over, man.
Wow, man. Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth between these two in the coaching ranks and all that. My God, man. I think there's 6 names who have actually either been at Syracuse and Western Michigan, and Western Michigan were playing Syracuse, former this, former that. Like, yeah, a bunch of guys who are back and forth over there. So these two certainly know each other, not so much, Western Michigan and Syracuse never met, man. But make no mistake that all these coaches know each other so damn well. That's a good thing, man. I think these two, like you're talking about, this game could be in the 30s pretty easily if Eric's going to look healthy. And Western Michigan's going to be able to move the ball with the quarterback that they should have had to finish the year. If he's back, oh, God, man. Yeah, 65. Here we go with Syracuse totals again, Eric. Here we go again.
Yeah. Well, they gave up 64, 56, and 42 to finish the season last year. Let me say that
Disaster.
again. 64, 56, and 42. Now, all year, we were talking about Syracuse overs, and for about 6 games through the mid-stretch, they screwed us on the overs because Vegas had them up so high. Then Vegas drops the overs down, but not enough for us to jump on them, and they give up 64, 56, and 42. I mean, you're a Syracuse boy. That you are a little orange. I know you're not playing this game because of that reason, but, man, I just think that the injuries mounted up. I think the Broncos at home are going to be better than they think. I do think Bogan is a solid running back. He's played in bowl games. He's a hell of a kid. I like this, man. I do. I think it could go over 65.5. I really do. But I think the key stat is this. Dungy's healthy. Okay? And here's one thing I want to say. He averages just under 300 total yards per game for his career. 4th in ACC history behind NFL quarterbacks Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, and Jameis Winston. And they expect the Cuse to be a running team. So I think his leadership has really helped in the offseason, really helped through camps. I think they're going to be able to replace those 2 amazing wide receivers because I loved Irvin Phillips and Ishmael. They were one of my 2 favorite receivers last year. They were amazing to watch. I think they're going to find a way to put up points through the air and especially through the ground with that offensive line. Give me the over. Yeah. I like a lot of points. And if you're going to give me Syracuse by a touchdown, I'll take it.
Yeah, our whole offensive line's back too, man. And even with Aaron Roberts coming back, you talk about a senior who's 310 and a big man. So, our offensive line's going to be pretty tough to move around, man, for sure. But,
I don't think the defense –
Good.
Yeah, I don't think the defense for Western Michigan's be rolling that boat, dude.
Yeah, that 65 is going to crash, Eric. I believe that total's coming in again. Anyway, man, those 2 inflated lines we're looking at here, man, we talked about them off the air a little bit. And so Utah State, we know, oh, God, that whole situation, man, the last 3 years we know that quarterbacks has just not played over there well. You're either hurt or something's wrong with them, man. Now, obviously, it's a whole situation this year, and Michigan State doesn't care. 23 points, 51 on that total, Eric. So Utah State, Eric, I think that they finally might have the team that they thought they could have had 3 years ago now because they're intact a little bit. I don't think they're going to be that intimidated by Michigan State. I agree. Yeah, we know Michigan State's one of the favorites to come out of there, but they're not. I mean, they're fourth or fifth. They're not even like favorites. We know Ohio State's and Wisconsin. Blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, Utah State's not going to hang with Michigan State at all. Huh? There's no chance. Don't belong here. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not going to be so bold to say that they're not going to hang with them. I think they can hang with them, and I think they can hang with them because of the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what stands out to me. I mean, they have 9 starters back on offense, but they also have 9 starters back on defense. And, you really look back, they're really, I'm thinking over the first 3 years, I mean, Wells is a heck of a defensive coordinator there. He was basically in his first 3 years, we know about Utah State's D. They've always been tough. They sent plenty of guys to the NFL. I mean, they gave up about 339 total yards. Now, look, Lewerke is a wild card, man. This kid played above and beyond for Michigan State. But really the key to Michigan State last year, and we know this, and we know why they're a dark horse, and we know why everyone's talking about ESPN and blah, 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 and every book you read, it's because of that defense, man. So how is Utah State going to score any points in Lansing is beyond me. I don't really care who's back for the offense. I can't imagine doing it. And I think the only way they might do it is on defense because I really actually think I really do. I mean, the offensive line, okay, have 5 starters back for Utah State. I think they're going to use that to run the ball, to keep down on mistakes. I think that's going to run the clock. I'm telling you right now that, in my opinion, the linebacking core, the defensive line, the defensive back, they might be down a little notch. I still like the 9 starters back on defense. I think this is an underweight and happen. I don't think Utah State's going to score more than 2 touchdowns here. I don't see Michigan State just running up a score here. I mean, how many points, Rainmaker, do you think, I'm putting you on the spot, how many points do you think Michigan State's going to score against Utah State at home? Man? Knowing that Lewerke's there, knowing that they're improved on offense, how many points do you really honestly think Michigan State's going to score against Utah State man, in the opening game
34.
of the year?
34.
34?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, touchdown every quarter.
Wow.
Touchdown every quarter, and a couple field goals, man. I don't like that under. I think Utah State's going to get 17 points, man. I think.
Oh, wow. So you
yeah.
think Vegas is right on the money here? You think Vegas is right on the money here?
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Apparently, you think Utah State's going to cover.
I do. I think Utah State's going to find a way to. I do.
Yeah, but once again, I tend to agree with you there. And it's at that 23.5 mark that is buy-upable to 24.5.
Buy-upable.
But that is not the game I'm going to add on. That is not the game I'm going to add on to my 2-gamer. Instead, I'm going to pick the under. I think Utah State's actually going to hold them to 31. I think they're going to be lucky to get 14, 31-14, 48, 45, 40-something in there. I think 50 is too much.
Okay.
I don't think Michigan State's going to find a way to score 34 points. Nevertheless, you're right on the money there. I'm just going to freaking shave it to the under. I like the under in Utah State at Lansing.
Right.
Oh, boy. And we'll be wild.
I like the over, man. So it's nice to have a little rivalry between you and I there. I guess we'll talk some smack on Friday when that's when. Yeah, that'd be cool. We'll both be watching that, I'm sure. And man, let's go back out west a little bit further out west, man, because we have ourselves another double-digit line, Eric, and a 49 on the total. Because San Diego State and Stanford are playing football, baby. My God, man.
Boy.
Now, I'm looking forward to this. If you're not looking forward to San Diego State, Stanford, man, you can run the ball. I mean, what the hell's going to happen? What's going to happen there? Well, you hand the ball off. There he goes. Hand the ball off. There he goes. What? Even with Chapman back and even with, Love. And more love. Dude, he tore them up last year. 185 yards, 2 touchdowns last year. I know the game doesn't reflect that. It was 20 to 17. Yeah, I mean, the
he
score
had
was
like
obviously rather low,
3.6
but
yards of carry and had 180 yards or something. I mean,
tore them up, man. Yeah.
you think they're.
But luckily,
The problem is they lost. That's the problem. The problem is San Diego State held them to 17 points, and Stanford lost to San Diego State. Love had like 50 carries for like 2.9 yards a carry, and of course, obviously, he did really well with the numbers. It was love to the left, love to the right, love up the middle. It's going to be the same. But here's what I told you earlier today. I think Stanford's going to be sneaky strong in the passing game. I really do. I think they have some experienced receivers. I think this Costello kid is improved. I think they're going to be more balanced, save love for the NFL a little bit. They're going to have to be. I think we know Stanford's brutal. They're awesome. But here's where I want to throw the parlay in. 49, 48.5, 49.5 on some of the lines. There's no way. San Diego State's defense is too good. They were amazing last year. They held Stanford to 17 points. Love can get all the yardage he wants. Costello's going to do his thing. But I just don't see how San Diego State and Mr. Chapman, senior and all this stuff and all this, with a new running back over there, I know he's not Rashard Penny, but he's supposed to be Rashard Penny.
Juwan,
not against
man.
that
Juwan's
defense,
be
he's not.
Pretty good.
I'm sure he is, but not against Stanford's defense. These two defenses are very talented. I like Stanford. I like Stanford here. If you can get that under 14, I don't know if that's going to happen. We always think dogs, so I'm not touching it.
It's
Instead,
14.
I'm buying that up. I'm buying it up to over the 50-point mark, and I'm taking the under. I'm sorry. No matter what it is, I think the two defenses are the best. Last year, they had a total of 37 points. And that was with Rashard Penny on the field and Mr. Love on the field. Now, one of them's gone, and I understand that Stanford's much improved in the wide receiver slots, but no. I think San Diego State is for real. I think this is one of the top Mountain West defenses again. They've always been traditionally tough. They play the Pac-12 tough. I like them to keep this low scoring, but I just don't think they're going to find a way to score points on Stanford, man. I just hope for not a lot of mistakes. And with all the runs that I think we're going to see in this game on San Diego State's side, I think it's going to chew the clock up. 3 yards of cloud of dust. I like the under.
Wow, man. I like San Diego State to kind of cover there, too, man. I guess the dog in me is kind of barking with Chapman and Juwan Washington running that ball over there. Man, that defense. Hi, man. My name's Rocky Long, and if you want to come up with some kind of defensive scheme, dude, guess who I'll put on the I'll put Rocky Long up against, oh, my goodness, dude. How many other defensive coordinators would you like to put up against Rocky Long's defense, dude? Because, hello. Man, we just saw it. Even though Mr. Love did have a decent day when they met last time. What was the score of that game again, Eric? Yeah. So, you want to give me
20-17.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Sorry,
San Diego, Rocky Long is amazing, man.
Thank you.
And just every year, in and out, they throw athletes at the defense with a strong running game and a quarterback who doesn't make mistakes. It spells unders. I understand Stanford is going to have a better offense this year. I think they are a total sleeper team. Everyone's talking about Washington running away with this thing, but we all know – I wouldn't say running away with this thing. But everyone's expecting a down year from UCLA, another down year from USC with the quarterback departures, maybe a little rise in Oregon over there. We'll have to see about all that. But, why would you ever count Stanford out of anything? It's kind of like the Utes. Why would you ever count Stanford or Utah out of anything? I mean, solid running game, solid defense.
14 points too, Eric. When was the last time you won? San Diego State 14 points.
That's what I'm saying. Of all the Mountain West teams and all the Mountain West football we watch, Rainmaker, our whole life, which team in the Mountain West mimics Stanford and Utah?
San Diego State it is. I mean, man.
That's what I'm saying.
But, okay. Yeah, I'm going to take it, man. I like it. And, I really, that Western Kentucky, Wisconsin game's tough. Obviously, the two receivers are suspended over there with Cephas and he's gone. And, that's a strange game. 35 points for Wisconsin being favored at home. Western Kentucky, Hilltoppers just can't compete with Wisconsin, I guess, man. Amazing where that went. Man, if you'd have told me 2 years ago that Western Kentucky was going to get 35 points against anybody, I'd be like, oh, God, give me that all day. But, man, I guess that's not the situation this year because 35 is a lot, Merrick. And the Hilltoppers just obviously are not expected to be what they have been. 35 points, Eric? That's a lot. And 52 on the total.
Losing all that production. Yeah, losing
Yeah.
all that production at the quarterback spot is brutal.
Man.
You know, it's all about Furby, and, you know, let's just not forget that Wisconsin's going to sport not only one of the best offensive line, if not the best offensive line, with the best freshman that's hit in quite a while. So they're going to control the clock over there unless the kid's breaking 70-yard runs, because I'm scared about the Western Kentucky defense here. But losing that experience at senior quarterback spot, going against that frickin' defense over there in that maddening stadium, I just am scared how many points Western Kentucky is not going to put up. And that's what scares me about that 35-point line, man. I mean, how many points do you think
Eccles?
Western Kentucky's
Nothing
really
from
going?
Eccles?
10?
Man, I'm not thinking that Eccles and
13?
Furby are both going to be shut down together. Why only 10? Because it's a Wisconsin Badger defense? 10 points, huh?
Yeah.
I get everybody. Eric, I get everybody's gone, man. I know there's a handful of guys back on that offense, but two of them are Eccles and Furby. Okay. Man. At least I think we'll keep games this year at 35 points, Eric. What? I'm not about to just lay 35 points in Wisconsin because I think they're going to just walk all over them without two of their star receivers who are expected to be there.
Me neither.
You know, obviously, it's more controversy than that too. It's not just those two. There's a lot going on over there, man. How much into everyone's head that's getting, I don't know yet. We'll find out later. I guess as Big Ten play gets underway, if they're still together, then we'll know. But you know, man, I can't touch any play in that game, Eric. I mean, I can't touch 35 and 52. I can't. Yeah. Army Duke, man. Army Duke is laying 13. No. Duke is laying 13, man. 45 on that total because Duke's defense is going to be pretty damn good, and Army's obviously lost. Oh man, you can't let that happen. I mean, not that they have to do anything about it because he's obviously a senior. He's done. But, wow, man, Army, how do you replace that quarterback, man? I think Army's going to have a little bit of an uphill battle coming up against Duke, number one, number ACC defense like this. But, yeah, Army's replacing him is going to be impossible.
Oh, I mean, come on. You have got to be kidding. The quarterback spot is everything. Everything. He ran the ball 7 times for 40 yards and passed for 76 last year. Good luck to fill Mr. Bradshaw's shoes at quarterback.
Yeah.
Now they can rely on some. They can rely on some running backs over there. I mean, they have but that's all Army does. We know that they are one-dimensional. What I like is that the Black Knights defense gave up at least 28 points in 3 of its last 6 games last season. But they have Mr. James back over there, 103 tackles, 5 sacks. I think Army's defense plays pretty well. They beat Duke last year, and you hit the nail on the head, man. That Duke linebacking core is amazing. They probably are the ACC's best. And if you want to stop the run, you need guys that are going to fill the holes. And I'll take Duke's core with anybody in the nation to do that. I don't see many points here, man. I understand Duke can find a way to score some points here. I mean, okay, I get that. But, I mean, 30 touchdowns and 20 picks in his career. Jones needs to figure out some stuff. But, hey, he's got seniors TJ Ramming. We know Mr. 65 catches, almost 800 yards last year. Jonathan Lloyd's back with almost 40 catches, almost 400 yards. Chris Taylor's back. And they have some impressive freshmen, too. So we'll see how all this works. But either way, this adds up to me as a defensive battle here. I'm going to stay away from that 13.5. I think Duke could beat them by 2 scores. I think because of the turnovers, because of the quarterback position at Army, too many. I mean, there could be 3 fumbles for Army in this game. How many times do you watch Navy and Army fumble when they lose football games? 3 fumbles a game sometimes. Hey, we haven't seen that in Army last year. That's why they won the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. That's because of Mr. Bradshaw. Now we got this young kid, Mr. Hopkins from Charlotte, North Carolina, with 7 runs last year. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Walker's going to play quarterback too, man. I guess you're talking about we saw Walker in the spring game, man. he played quarterback for them too. I guess they're going to be putting in packages for Walker to be doing all sorts of shit in that backfield, man. I mean, all sorts of stuff. So
well, it makes sense.
If Walker's going to be,
Cal did rush for 649.
Well, too, they have all four other guys in that backfield. They're back. What, they have like 2,000 yards between them too? My God, man, all four of them are back. So
but it all starts. I agree. I agree with you. But the problem is the quarterback's the first to touch the ball, like always in football. But in that system, that triple option system, it's about decisions. When to toss the ball, when to hand the ball, when to keep the ball, when to, especially when you're out on the sides over there, one toss goes awry. It's off the back of someone's hands. I don't like it. I don't see points in this game, my friend. I really don't. I understand it's at 45.5, and it drives me crazy because it's so low. I don't like it, but once again, and I'm sure all the listeners by the time of the end of the year are going to say, what the hell is Eric the Hun thinking with all these unders the first show of the season? But if you're going to put my foot to the fire on a 46, then you can put my foot to the fire on a 45.5. I'm taking the Army Duke under like last year. I don't like it. I don't think there's going to be enough points. If they're going to come, they're going to probably come from Duke. I am that impressed with that defensive core. I like the under, my friend.
Yeah, man. All right. You know what, man? Let's get everybody out of here because, wow, I mean, you and I have been going at it for a while here, and we definitely want to save a little stuff for Saturday because, in case you haven't noticed, yowza, they call it madness in college basketball, Eric. We call it madness in college football, too, lads. I mean, so many games on Saturday. I can't wait to. And then, of course, your game, LSU and Miami on Sunday, man. Go Tigers!
Oh, boy.
And Virginia Tech, Florida State. Virginia Tech, Florida State, too, man, on the 3rd. So, what a way to wrapping up that week, man. That's a crazy way to wrap up the week. A lot of fun.
Mississippi, Texas Tech. Are they going to ever stop scoring over there? Should we just call it right now?
Should we just call it
right now?
They already scored 7-0.
Seriously. Should we just call that right now?
7-0, man. Yeah, and that West Virginia.
And how about
Tennessee
UMass
game?
Coming off that 63 gets to go play Boston College? That's going to be fun.
West Virginia,
Time to
Tennessee,
come back to earth.
West Virginia, Tennessee.
Hey, Washington, Auburn. Hello.
North Carolina.
The favorite to win the Pac-12 against Auburn.
Craziness, dude. We have so much stuff to discuss. Boise State, Troy. Okay.
Michigan, Notre Dame.
So Cincinnati, UCLA. We're going to be able to go up and down this list tomorrow. So I hope anybody out there enjoyed our show tonight, man. Oh yeah. Florida State's loaded too, man. Obviously loaded. Loaded, Eric. They're going to be pretty good. A lot of people are already calling for them to be right in that Final Four dance because the ACC's, the ACC. So we'll see what happens over there, man. But, Eric, let's get everybody out here, man. We got another big show tomorrow. Of course, join us once again. We're going to be breaking down all the Saturday games and those 2 extra Sunday and Monday games on the show. We're back, man. Eric and EJ are back. Man, what's year 4 on the air for us, man? Yeah, I hope everyone's looking forward to another winning conversational year from us, man. Team totals, size. What do you need, man? We have it all, right, Eric, man?
And all I got to say is I cannot wait to continue to do this all year, give all the listeners all the information we can absorb and regurgitate it out, let them figure it out for themselves. We're just here to help. It's so tough to beat Vegas at their lines. We both know if you pick 55%, you're doing so well. No matter what people try to bluff and say online or whatever they talk, we know for a fact that's the way. If we can get somebody to 60-some%, then I'm going to leave it to you because that means we had them take it down.
They take it down, and they made it to the lane. So, All right, man. Eric, I'll talk to you tomorrow, my friend. And, of course, this is Sports for Losers Radio, NCAA Football Show. And, we'll be back Tuesday will be our wrap-up show. I'm going to take some live callers if anybody wants to call in. And Wednesday, of course, will be our big show for the weekend. So, all right, man. Eric, we're out of here, man. Let's let the music play and make it rain, sir.
Take it down.
It only takes one sip of an ice-cold summer drink from McDonald's to give you a quick break from the office and you're at a party in the Hamptons. You spot future wifey walking up and she says,
Can you move your chair?
What?
So I can vacuum under there.
With so many flavors, where will your sip take you?
This summer, come to McDonald's and try a refreshing $2 small McCafe drink like a frozen strawberry lemonade or a $1 any size soft drink. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
It's the two megastars summer mashup. The awesome iPhone on the Rockstar Metro PCS network. Get the iPhone you've always wanted for $0 so you can jam without limits.
It's a hit. Get an iPhone SE on us when you switch. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax and $10 activation fee. Requires port in of number not currently active on T-Mobile network or on Metro PCS in past 90 days to an unlimited LTE plan. See store for details and terms and conditions.